Hey everybody, Tim here with today's episode of Star Trek Voyager, Season 2, Episode 19, Lifesigns, which I think that's kind of funny because the last episode was Death Wish, and then we got Lifesigns, and I can't even say the word Lifesigns without hearing Data singing in my head from the Generations movie. Overall, this episode was okay. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible, but it did have some interesting little moments. This is more of like one of those planting episodes where stuff kind of spreads, and we'll see the results in later things. So to go on the B storyline first, just to kind of get it out of the way, like the episode starts with Tom Paris showing up on the bridge, and he's late to work, and he comes up with all these like excuses that Wildman was giving birth and the turbo shaft shut down and stuff like that. And Chakotay says like, this is the third time you've been late this week, and even Kim is like, dude, like just go work. And we've kind of seen Paris having trouble with like work and just being in Starfleet for the last several episodes. So it's kind of interesting to kind of see it. It all kind of comes to a head in the next episode. But I really like how they continued it out. They dragged it out for a specific reason, and they did a great job. And Chakotay even kind of tries to sit with Paris and talk to him about it, and of course it doesn't really work. And finally the episode ends with Paris again showing up late to work, and Chakotay's like, no, you had your chance, somebody else is going to sit at the comm today, you leave, come back when you're ready. And he shoves Chakotay, and this whole time Janeway's just kind of been like the manager. She's just like, nope, it's your associate, you deal with it. And then finally she gets involved, and she has Tuvok take him to the brig. So a lot of stuff's kind of going on with Paris, and it seems uncharacteristic of him, and for a specific reason, like I said, that we'll get to the next episode. But I liked how they did this, and I think it's an important role. So the main focus of this episode is actually the Doctor, and he does such a good job in this one, where they have a Vidiian woman come on board, and she's sick and dying, but she has like this chip in her head that's kind of keeping her brain working, and the Doctor's able to take basically her personality and all the stuff in her brain out and create a holographic body. And this is the first, and I'm pretty sure this is the only time we ever see a healthy Vidiian without the phage. And it's kind of fun episode watching the Doctor like fall in love with this woman. And like throughout the first season, like they did not know what to do with the Doctor, and arguably even here into season 2, we're almost done with season 2, they still don't quite know what to do. It's not really until he starts getting the hollow emitter and stuff like that where he starts becoming more and more of a character. But this is one of those seeds, like I said, where they're really kind of planting it in the viewer's mind that, hey, he is a character and he does have the ability to grow, much like Data, where like he already has a personality and he has all of these traits, but he's still artificial and he knows that, so he doesn't see the point in growing, whereas Data just wanted to grow. I liked how the Doctor had a little shout out to Leonard McCoy, and he's like, Dr. Leonard McCoy came up with this technique in 2253, which I actually had to do research on. That's like the year after The Cage came out, so it's the year before Discovery starts. So that was kind of cool that they gave him a little shout out. I laughed so hard I had to pause it, where like he's doing all of the work on the Doctor, the female, and he's like, oh, by the way, I'm romantically attracted to you. And like Kes looks up and the Doctor looks up, and then the holographic Doctor is just like, did you hear me? And Kes is like, just like basically face palms, is like, now's not the time. But of course throughout the episode they go to the holodeck, they go parking and stuff like that, and it's a really good episode. And then finally at the end, she decides to go back into her diseased body because that's who she is, rather than living the fake life of a hologram. And so overall I thought it was a great episode. We do see her come back. She shows up later on. But I really enjoyed this one. I thought it was a good episode. Not great, but not terrible, but it's a good one. And I like seeing Paris's sub-storyline, and I like seeing the Doctor grow as a character. For those who have seen this one, what did you think about it? Go ahead, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for everything, and I will see you guys next time for Investigations.